Hey everybody, Colby from Sanitarium Productions back again with another G.I. Joe box set review, figures and vehicles and everything in between. Today we're taking a look at the Rise of Cobra's Snarler Cycle box set from, of course, the Rise of Cobra. This particular one actually comes with two figures. It comes with a Beachhead figure and Rollbar figure, and they're new decos and they look pretty cool. So the motorcycle that's the actual Snarler Cycle is very similar to the old Silver Mirage cycle from the vintage line. So I thought we'd take a look and just do some product comparisons if we can, and see how this thing stacks up. So stick around. So here we have the G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra Snarler Cycle with Beachhead and Rollbar. Pretty cool little window packaging here. Shows the figures in there and the vehicle, and it looks pretty cool. The back of it here shows the vehicle itself and action features and things like that. Pretty typical of the Rise of Cobra packaging style, so nothing too much there. We're just going to go ahead and open this thing up and see what it looks like. It comes assembled already, so there's not really much we're going to have to do to it, but figure let's take a look anyways. So, a couple of pieces of tape here, and then it has just the traditional kind of box stuff here, that these little tabs that open up and things like that. So let's just crack it open here and see. Oh, look, file card and instruction sheet. So I'll point out that while it has roll bars, file card here separate, Beachhead's is actually attached to the box. We'll come back to that later. The little accessory pack here is kind of falling out, along with the sticker itself, which is not the best way to do it, but that's how they did it, so that's how it comes, so no big deal. We've got a couple of these rubber band things on the side here. Flip it over so you can see a little bit better here. Very nice, the traditional kind of green imprinted G.I. Joe logo stuff going on there. Pretty nice. Go ahead and just slice open this stuff right here. And on the bottom, the little twisty tie things that we've seen in very many of these, so it shouldn't come as any surprise. Gonna use our handy dandy little wire cutters and just snip that off, because I hate trying to untie those things. And one over here in the corner. As you can see, there are a couple of these little plastic tabs that are taped down. So we're just going to go ahead and just cut the tape off of them as well. Should make this fairly easy to get out. And Beachhead's already kind of fallen out on his own. The rest of it just kind of pull a little bit, and the plastic tabs just come right out. And we can discard the packaging side of it. And now that the vehicle is out, you can kind of see the motorcycle just pops off. Pull out the rest of the little plastic twist tie stuff. And there is the Snarler motorcycle. Another twisty tie holding the sidecar in. And again, we've got a couple more of those rubber band things that we're just going to cut open. And then the sidecar just lifts out, and we can discard the rest of that. So the figure itself, roll bar, is also held in place by another one of these little rubber band things, so we're going to cut that also. Lots of rubber bands. So let's just kind of pack all this stuff back up and toss all the trash out. And there we have everything that comes with it. So what we'll do next is kind of zoom in a little bit and look at the individual pieces here and take a look at the instructions, show you how to put it together, and show you how all of it comes together. So bear with us. As far as construction goes, this is pretty straightforward. Pretty much all you have to do is take the sidecar, which has these two pegs, and just attach it to the actual motorcycle, and there are two peg holes on the side of the motorcycle, and it just lines straight up like that, and you just press them together and it just snaps in place. And voila, that's pretty much the entirety of the construction for this thing. So as you can see, it kind of fits together just like that, rolls around. That's pretty cool. There is a side cannon that does fire a missile. So in the accessory pack, let's just open the accessory pack real quick. As far as the motorcycle goes, all we have is just this one missile, and it just loads into the cannon just like that, and then you press down on the scope and it fires the missile. And it shoots with a pretty good amount of force, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, so that is the Snarler Cycle with the sidecar, all ready to go. It's got really nice detailing work on it. The red with the gray is a really nice color scheme. It works really well. The sidecar itself has some detailing on the actual plush seat inside of it, and again it keeps with that red and gray motif and just works really well. It does have this side cannon kind of thing here that doesn't move, but it does sit there and looks pretty cool. The wheel spins really cool. There are two pegs on the back of the sidecar, so you can have two other figures standing on it, I should say. So all in all, this will hold, one figure on the motorcycle, one in the sidecar, two behind the sidecar, and then if you really, really want to push it, you can have another figure mounted behind the driver of the motorcycle. So possible to fit 2, 3, 4, 5 figures on this thing, but realistically it's made for 3. With this motorcycle, it would be a little underpowered if you went with more than that, but in a pinch, do what you gotta do. So very cool. Now let's just take a look at the accessory pack that came with this and just kind of dump it out here so that we can see everything that came. And we'll take a look at each of them. as I kind of noted before, for some reason on this one, the sticker sheet is kind of taped to the back side of the thing. So you'll have to be very careful to kind of try to peel that off to keep it from tearing too much. But there it went. So not too much for as far as stickers go, but yeah, they're kind of cool looking. So we'll come back and look at those a little bit later. So here are all the accessories that came in the package. You've got 2 backpacks. You've got this crossbow for Beachhead, which is pretty much the same crossbow. He comes with his the regular carded release, and same thing for the backpack here. It's pretty much the same as what we had with the original carded release of him, which means this other backpack, this big gray one, would go with Rollbar. And then we have 2 little pistols and 2 machine guns, and you can mix and match them however you want, but traditionally this big one right here would go with Beachhead because it just kind of looks just like the one that came with the other one, and then this would be for Rollbar. We'll look at the pistols individually here in a minute and see which one actually fits which holster. I have a feeling one of them will be for one and one will go with the other one, but we'll look at that in just a minute. But overall, these accessories look really cool. I've never really been a big fan of this crossbow contraption, just mainly because it just never really works really well as far as holding in place. But to assemble it, on the actual crossbow itself, there is this little notch on the back, just a little peg right there, and on the actual crossbow there is a small hole about where the trigger would be, and what you do is you just kind of fit this into that little groove right there, and then just kind of press it down into that notch, that hole, and voila, you have a crossbow. It just has a bad tendency of falling apart all the time, but it does fit into his backpack very easily, and it's kind of made to be just kind of snugged in place right there, and it holds it in place really well. So no complaints there. Pretty cool. Taking a look at Rollbar's, he has a molded shovel built into the backpack, and then this pouch on the side. Other than that, it's pretty traditional. It does look pretty nice though. And the weapons, as you can see, are just the weapons. So overall, yeah, pretty nice little accessory pack here. So the first figure we're going to look at is the Beachhead figure. It is pretty much the exact same sculpt as the other Beachhead figures that we've seen. So it has all the standard articulation, arms move. I'm not going to bother going into all the details on it, but they do have all the same articulation we're used to, so that is a plus. Color scheme wise, this is kind of a more subdued camo scheme, kind of the urban camo kind of motif, but with slightly more green than most urban camo we're used to. It's got a peg on his back for his backpack to fit into, and so most of the time what you'll end up doing, because that crossbow does not fit in really well, you'll probably want to go ahead and attach the backpack first, and it just snaps in place like that right there, and then you can attach the crossbow, and it'll stay in place pretty well at that point. But it does have a tendency to pop off if you're trying to attach it at the same time as the backpack. So on his right leg, he does have a pistol holder. So we're just going to take the larger of the two pistols and just see how well it fits in here. And it does not fit very well, so we're going to toss that to the side and grab the smaller of the two pistols and see how well it fits. And it does fit a whole lot better. So we just figured out then the small pistol is for Beachhead. Then he also has this submachine gun here. Fits in his hand really nicely. And that's pretty much it. He's now ready to go into combat. I'll point out though that the grenade that's molded onto his belt has a very nice kind of metallic green coat of paint to it. And it just kind of really shines really nicely. So that's really cool. The belt buckle is also kind of a painted gray metallic color. And it comes off really well. So overall it's a very nice Beachhead figure. If you don't have this one already, I would say pick it up just for the Beachhead figure because it is pretty awesome. He has his beret right there, beret, whatever you want to call it, molded into his vest. And this nice little G.I. Joe symbol on his shoulder patch, which is very cool. So there is the Beachhead figure, and overall it's a very nice figure, so I like that one very much. The next figure we're looking at is the Rollbar figure. So this figure is essentially the same as Airborne, but it is a new character here. It is a Rollbar, of course. And overall, it's a nice color scheme here. It's kind of that urban camo kind of motif here. And it works really well with this figure. He has kind of the molded harness, molded vest, molded knife. He has a removable helmet. And it's pretty cool. I actually like that pretty well. The helmet itself has the microphone built into it. The goggles are molded in place so they won't, fold down on you, which is too bad because it would be cool if you could drop the goggles down. But other than that, it's really nice. He has a standard articulation as well. Everything moves like it should on a 25th anniversary or Rise of Cobra action figure, so no surprises there. I don't see any limit in any of the articulation, so nothing to concern yourself with there. On the side of his right leg, he also has a holster for a pistol. So since we looked at the smaller pistol earlier and it fit Beachhead, we now have the larger pistol here, and we're going to see if it'll fit in place here. And it looks like it does. Just a little bit of effort. But it does fit easier here than it did with Beachhead, so obviously this figure was meant to have the larger pistol. And he's got his standard backpack. Fits into his back pretty easily. You may have to kind of root around in there a little bit to get to find the hole past the vest, but it fits really well in there at that point. And then he's got his assault rifle. Just kind of fits in his hand just like that, and now he's all geared up and ready to go. So yeah, the color scheme is a little muted. There's not a whole lot going on, but overall it actually works really well. It does kind of stand apart from the Airborne figure because of the fact that it is kind of that muted camouflage color. And overall I like this figure quite a bit more than I anticipated. It looks really cool. It's got some nice detail work on it. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. So there is a Rollbar, ready to go. some size comparisons here for you. The two action figures and the vehicle itself. So as you can tell, it's about as wide as a figure and about as long as a figure, just a little bit more. But yeah, it's kind of cool looking. So as far as how you get the figures in here, you just kind of set them in place. It looks like they don't fit in here real well with the backpack on itself. So you're probably going to have to remove the backpack to get the roll bar to fit into place here. But once you do that, he just sits in there really easily, and he can carry his gun and man the cannon here just as easily. We got Beachhead then left over, so he will just kind of sit in place here on top of the motorcycle, and you can kind of move his arms around to get him to drive that pretty easily. Do whatever you need to there. Just for comparison's sake, here is our other handy dandy Beachhead figure from the regular carded 25th anniversary line. So he can stand on the back with the foot pegs, two of them, so it's pretty easy to get two figures on here if you want to, or one single figure works really well. But you can also fit two figures on the actual motorcycle itself. So yeah, kind of silly to have two Beachheads driving, but sometimes that's what you gotta have, so it's okay. As far as the action features go, pretty much the cannon is pretty much it. The wheels do turn, the handlebars turn. Everything else is pretty standard on this thing, and yeah, so that's pretty much the extent of it. I mean, it's a motorcycle. It works like any other motorcycle would that you would expect. It's kind of a nice little update to the original Silver Mirage motorcycle from the vintage line. Not exactly meant to be that kind of motorcycle, but that's kind of what it is. It doesn't have the armor plating that the Silver Mirage had, but you know, not that big a deal. Figures can be posed if you have enough time to bother with it so that he can drive and steer and everything else that you want them to be able to do. It does roll fairly well. The wheels don't all touch the ground at the same time, so it's not as smooth as it could be. But that just may be the one I have. Put a little bit of force on it and it all touches ground at the same time, so it works really well. So overall, it's a pretty nice little set. This particular set does end up costing a little bit more than you would probably want to spend on it right now on the aftermarket, but if you can find it for a pretty decent price, I would say go ahead and pick it up. It's got two very cool figures with it, Beachhead and Rollbar. And I think I like the Rollbar figure a little bit better than I do Beachhead, simply because, I don't know, he just seems a little bit more put together. Never really liked the way that the arms are on this particular Beachhead release. The arms seem a little small to me, but you know, to each its own. And that's pretty much it. So there we have the G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra Snarler Cycle. As I said before, it's a pretty nice little set. It's nice to have a kind of more traditional military style motorcycle and sidecar It's a really nice update to the old Silver Mirage from the vintage line. The Beachhead figure and the roll bar figure that comes with it are very cool both. So yeah, if you can get it, I recommend picking this thing up. It's a little pricey right now, so keep an eye on that, and if you can find it for a good price, go ahead and pick it up. Otherwise, just kind of wait a little while. But yeah, overall it's a really great set. The color scheme works really well. I probably would have preferred it to be not that red stripe on it, but overall it works really nicely, so I like it a lot. So that's pretty much it for this review. So subscribe below if you haven't already. Send us some comments. Let us know what you'd like to see in the future. And just keep an eye out for more videos as they come through. Till next time, Yo Joe.